Okay, so I'm gonna give you a secret here. One of the main things I look at when I'm looking at the health of the economy is I wanna see what's going on with credit card balances. So the question is, where are they right now? That's exactly what I'm gonna start looking at currently with this article I found on Yahoo Finance. How to find the most recent one. It's right now for the recording of this video. It's Q1 2023 when they finally came out with this. If you're watching this like in August or so, Q2 has already come out. And I'm gonna give you at the end, I think I have a prediction for what's gonna happen in Q2. So stick around for that. Okay, so this one right here, it's kind of quoting from Bankrate, but credit card balances match record high in Q1 of 2023 is the name of this article by Ted Rossman. Now, it's a long article. I'm only gonna focus on a few key points because really you only have to find a few key points from looking at this. Now, you're probably wondering, first and foremost, why am I looking at this, right? Why do I care about credit card balances? Because we have talks about whether or not we're in a recession. Is it a recession or is it not? Because we hear the government numbers coming out saying, well, unemployment's all-time lows, right? Like this is better than ever. And we've got, it seems like the economy's still booming and we still got inflation going out of control. Like it seems like everything's healthy for the economy, but ultimately it comes down to you as the person, right? I mean, I'm getting sick and tired of the government and other officials saying like, well, this is what the economy is, but they never ask about your economy.
Which is an economy plus.
And that's why I look at this, because credit card balances is a telltale sign. You can tell what's happening with somebody because eventually there's one thing you'll look at, which is savings, and that's another one we could talk about too, but we also have credit card balances. Now, eventually what happens, if people are going in the hole each month, say that inflation's kicking their butt, which we know it has been, you're gonna start withdrawing out of savings. Once you're out of savings, or even sometimes before you run out of savings, you start adding up on credit card balances. Those balances go up, that's showing that you're essentially negative cash flow. And when those balances increase, you are in the hole each month. That is a bad sign because at some point it's gotta come to a halt for you. Either you gotta make more money or you gotta reduce spending. And when the spending does reduce, that then that creates an effect relationship where now the economy slows down because you're not spending as much money. So I look at credit card balances as one of those signs. I look at savings rates, I look at credit card balances. Heck, I even look at auto loan defaults. That's another one. So I'm gonna look at credit card balances right here specifically. Now, as you saw with the article, it says it hits or matches the record high in Q1 2023. What does that mean? That means this. Because to be fair, it's not like credit card balances were off to the races in early 2023. They were precisely flat from the fourth quarter of 2022 to the first quarter of 2023, a record high $986 billion. But in this context, this is key, an unchanged reading is actually quite notable. From 2003 through 2022, the average decline from Q4 to Q1 was 2.6%. That's substantial when you consider the large sum of money that's involved here. Why? Well, here's why that happens. Q4, right? At the end of the quarter, of course, you have Christmas spending and everything else you think is naturally would happen. That's true. But also, what happens in Q1? What happens by the end of March? For most people, they're getting back tax returns. Where do those tax returns often go? Paying down credit card balances, right? And sometimes it might just be, and even if people don't pay it back or they don't get the tax return back, still they might say, well, I'm gonna pay back for Christmas. Let's start to pay back some of that money I had so that I can do it again this next year. Well, to see it go flat is a bad sign. That means that ultimately people are still running up balances. What does that mean? This is my prediction. I think even when we get to Q2 results, these balances are gonna go up. $986 billion is pretty amazing. That's just shy of $1 trillion of credit card debt. My prediction, and depending on when you watch this, by August or September of 2023, you're gonna see that this is gonna get over $1 trillion. It's gonna make headlines finally, but it's already gonna be happening, okay? So that's the big thing is that it didn't go down. It should have gone down, like they said. The average usually goes down and it didn't. That's a big, big sign. Here's the other thing too, is that what I'm seeing happening right now is that COVID is wearing off. And I don't mean the COVID virus. I mean the COVID relief is wearing off, right? We had all this money pumped into us, but they've stopped paying us all this extra cash just for the heck of it, right? They've stopped trying to throw money at business owners. That was another thing. They just throw money at business owners like, here, take it. You need it, right? Even if the business owner didn't need it. Heck, I could have qualified to get it too. And I was like, no, I don't want it. I don't want to have to deal with that because I know there's always strings attached when it comes from the government, Not to say I couldn't have used it and could have done better with it, but again, all that money got pumped into our economy. So what we're starting to see now is that it's kind of what they say. They say after, the bigger the party, the bigger the hangover, right? We had a huge party, money just being thrown out left and right, banks are giving things, student loan forgiveness and all this kind of stuff that now is considered potentially unconstitutional, depending on how the Supreme Court rules on this. All these kind of things are coming out, right? All to say that we've been trying to just help people not have to pay their bills. Well, at some point, there has to be an accountability for that. At some point, you're gonna have to start paying for your own bills. This is just like your teenage child, where at some point, they're gonna have to learn to live on their own. Even if they're in like college or whatever, you might be helping them out. But at some point, they're gonna have to be adults and pay for their own stuff. And it's gonna hurt. It's gonna feel hard. And that's exactly what we gotta be aware of here today. And so when we see these credit card balances and what's happening right now, this is scary. And if we start to see this get over the $1 trillion mark, I can guarantee that there's gonna be this kind of domino effect that starts happening, where eventually you're gonna see the banks say, you know what, let's just cut these limits. They're gonna start cutting down your credit card limits without your permission. They're just gonna do it. And you're not gonna have any warning. You're just gonna realize, oh, I'm now maxed out. That's bad for two things. One, it's gonna be bad for your credit score, because if it shows that you're maxed out on a credit card, your score goes down, which makes it harder to get credit in the first place if you're trying to get an auto loan or maybe a new mortgage or a home or something like that. This could actually hurt you. On top of that, what it does too is that we're still seeing interest rates go up with the feds, right? We've been seeing that go up over time. That's also becoming worse. So even though the credit card balances have stayed the same, and I believe this comes up later in this article too, the problem is the payments have gone up too. Your minimum payments are going up as interest rates increase from the credit card companies. So not only are we having the banks trying to lock money up and say, well, let's not give you more money. The same thing with the credit card companies. Let's not give you more money. But as interest rates increase, your payments increase, cutting back the available cash you have to be able to pay down these credit cards. I'm telling you, I'm foreseeing this. This is gonna put Americans in a lot of hurt. We're gonna start seeing people default more and more. They're gonna start ruining their credit, and it's gonna be a bad situation. And I'm not doing this from a place of judgment. Understand that the last recession, this happened again, right? This happened before. This happened to me. I was in a place where I couldn't even pay all my debts. And even if I did pay off all my debts and I was debt free, I was still in the hole every month because the income coming in wasn't enough to even pay for just basic expenses. And so when I couldn't even make credit card payments, it was a hard time. I will tell you this, and we'll probably come up with more videos of things you can do to be able to make and be able to free up more cash and be able to pay down debts creatively. But for me, I had to get pretty dang creative. I had to find ways to be able to pay off this debt. That means increasing your income. I think one of the best ways you can fight against this is start finding ways to increase your income. Ask for a raise at work. Don't ask for a place of entitlement. Ask for a place of, hey, how can I serve you as the company or my boss? What can I do for the company that would earn me a raise? What can I do here? You know, look for ways to do that. Look for creating side hustles to get some additional streams of income coming in. Whatever it might be, find ways to increase your income to help combat this in your own personal life, because your personal economy doesn't have to hurt when the rest of the economy does. It's gonna hurt anyways. I already know we're moving into recession, and this is just the early signs of it. But I want to make sure that you don't have a personal recession or depression that makes it harder on you. So what are you seeing? Are you seeing this happening for your life as well? Credit card balances going up? Feel free to leave a comment below. Like and subscribe to our channel if this was a great value to you. And by the way, check out this next video. Does having multiple savings accounts actually hurt your credit? Let's find out. Check it out.